There you go. Enjoy. I'm sorry, kid. I didn't mean to upset you. But from where I stand, all that grit and determination I see in your friend Holden could make it pretty sticky for any gal he decides he wants for life. And from where I stand, it looks like he's already picked you.
Well, it's caused us a few problems in the past. But Holden's a very gentle, loving guy.
Yeah, well, I'm sure you thought it over real careful, because I could see that fella Dusty was head over heels about you, too. But he gave up and went home as soon as this one came on the scene.
Well, Dusty is, he's my best friend. But Holden, I can't even express how I feel about Holden.
You don't have to. It's written all over your face. I'll tell you, he's what gals these days call a real hunk. That's for sure. And he's running those gas pumps out there like 6 guys instead of 1.
I need change for 50, Grace.
You got it.
All right.
Hey.
How you doing?
Fine.
Yeah? Good. We proving ourselves yet, Grace? What do you say?
Not quite.
Well, we will. Before the day's out, right?
Isn't he something?
That's the understatement of the year. I'll tell you one thing, honey. Don't ever try to get away from him again, because there's no place you can run. He won't find you.
Yes, Franco, it was all horrible news about Craig. I know. He was very young. Had a lot to live for. Oh, yes, as a matter of fact, I stayed up all night working on those designs you requested, and I will send them out to you this morning. Well, I aim to please, you know. Where shall I send them to? Rome, or will you be in Sardinia this weekend? Oh, I see. Well, how lucky for you. I'm going to be here in Oakdale because I'm throwing a birthday party for my son tonight. Hold on just a second. Yes, what?
Excuse me, Barbara. I just wanted to let you know that we have a 24-hour surveillance on this place, your apartment, and new factory. We've also assigned a man to Paul, who followed him to the yacht club swimming pool this morning. They're still there.
Why the boost in protection?
You haven't heard?
Heard what?
I guess it was because it was the middle of the night when Emily Stewart turned herself in.
Emily? Emily's back here?
Yes, and she's convinced that Stenbeck's going to come and get her. We were concerned about you and Paul.
Oh, my God.
Cal, see if you can't find a rap sheet on this guy it's missing.
I'm getting out of here.
Why now, Tom? Why? Look, you haven't done anything wrong.
You heard what Nick said. Margot and Hal are on their way in here. I'm not up for seeing them singly, much less together.
Wait, now, wait. Now, look, wherever you go, I'm going to go with you because I have 1 or 2 things to say to you about this whole situation and the way you're handling it, Tom.
Fine,
Please.
just save it, please.
No.
And I've heard enough in the last 2 days to last me a lifetime.
Well,
Winner as the world turns. This portion brought to you today by Cascade, powder and liquid Cascade for virtually spotless dishes, and by Jif, the peanut butter with the fresh roasted peanutty difference.
hi, Tom.
Hello, Margaret.
Nick, so anything new develop on the Stenbeck case?
Not since Emily Stewart breezed into town last night.
Morning, Tom.
Tom's been up all night checking on the Stenbeck case since he's been in D.C.
Good. Good morning, Margot.
Morning, Lisa. Have you been here all night also?
Yes, she has. She and her husband been razzing me and everybody else for a story.
You must be exhausted. Why don't you go home and get some rest?
No, I'm not leaving until I say what's on my mind.
I think I'll leave you two alone for that.
I think I would like for you to stay, because some of the things I have to say are directed at you, too. I have certainly misjudged you for some time, Hal. I must say, I am very disappointed
Now,
in you.
just wait a minute here, Lisa. I do not appreciate you dragging Hal into this, making him some sort of villain in this whole thing. There are no villains. But if you're so determined to find one, why don't you look at your son's marital record for the last 6 months? An absentee husband is hardly what you need when you went through what I went through.
Oh, come on, stop acting like a child. I have something to say. Now, you listen to me.
No, you listen to me. You listen to me.
Don't let it
You
go.
listen to me, Lisa. I am not ashamed of what happened in Greece. And I will not let you make Hal feel guilty either. My God, this man took care of me when I needed it most.
Listen, Lisa, if you want me to explain to you what...
Hey, Al, I just broke the news to Barbara Ryan. She didn't know anything about Emily Stewart being back in town. She turned pale as a ghost. I thought for a minute she was going to faint. Look, I think you ought to get in touch with her. You're probably the only guy who can help her right now.
Last one in the bowl is a rotten beach ball. Ready? Here you go.
Woo! Andy's really terrific with those kids.
Yeah, he is.
I feel guilty now I don't have a summer job, but I can't do it with summer school.
You can always go out and get one next summer.
Yeah? How come you don't have a summer job?
I decided just to hang loose this summer.
Kathy, I'm sorry I've been ignoring you all day. I just haven't had time.
Don't worry about it. You're really great with them. Can I get you soda or something?
Oh, sure, if you don't mind.
Paul, do you want something?
No, thanks.
All right.
So, my friend, you've been in a weird mood this morning?
Yeah, I have.
Because of all the headlines in the papers about Emily?
It's part of it, and also going out my front door and seeing an undercover police car there, and a stupid plainclothes cop even followed me here.
Well, that's just to protect you and your mom.
It's kind of weird protecting a guy from his own father, don't you think?
Paul? Oh, boy, am I glad to see you. I was so worried about you.
Oh, great break.
Roy just came and told me about Emily. Did you know that she was back?
Of course I did. It's only splashed all over the front page of the City Times, as well as the radio and TV.
Why didn't you tell me?
We were busy with those designs. I figured you'd hear about it soon enough. And listen, I don't want you to get all crazy. Just because Emily's back does not mean Dad's coming back.
How can you be so sure?
Because of the last letter he left us. Look,
I'm sorry this had to happen on the day of your party. Okay?
it's not gonna affect my party.
Hi, Miss Ryan.
Hi, Kathy.
Andy, who's that guy standing over the snack bar?
I don't know. I've never seen him before. I'll go ask him if he remembers.
Andy, relax. This is the plainclothes cop I told you about that followed me here.
How could you be so sure that's who it is? It might be one of your father's contacts.
Hold it. I've been followed for months now. I know every plainclothes cop in Oakdale.
Well, as long as I'm here, I'm going to go talk to the manager about the party.
Mom, wait a second. I want to talk to you.
What?
It's about an offer I got today. For a summer job. It's a real good one.
In about 20 minutes, all hell's gonna break loose.
How come?
Lunchtime's a madhouse around here. At least it's usually over in about 2 hours flat.
2 hours flat. How do they time it so closely?
Well, I'm proud to say the truckers time their runs so that they can eat lunch at Grace's. Tour bus drivers, too. They'll drop in with about 50 hungry tourists just on their way to the national parks.
Hope I can handle this.
Oh, you took the words right out of my mouth, Gracie. You missed me.
You better believe I did. When did you get back?
I got back yesterday. After I checked out my spread, I came straight here to check out yours. Yeah, I see you got a new pump boy outside.
Yeah.
You think I can trust him with that new sports car I brought back with me?
Oh, sure. He's a good worker. His name's Holden. He replaced Wilbur. Oh, by the way, this is Lily. She replaced Alice.
Well, well. I would say that this replacement's a definite improvement.
Lily, this is Lance. Lance Whitaker.
Hi.
Hello, pretty lady. It's a pleasure. Do I get along?
You know something, Josh? I don't know how you do it. Keep coming out here like you do. The only reason that I came here to talk to you, no, not you, Aunt Emma, is because I want the best for Lily when she comes back. You want the best for Lily? Then just get the hell out of town. Stop coming here trying to make up for things that there's no making up for. How does it feel to be judge and jury all rolled into one? Huh, Seth? Haven't you ever done anything that you were ashamed of? You bet I have. And I never raped a 13-year-old girl, one that trusted me.
Seth, that's enough. Stop it. Look, Josh, don't you understand? We have nothing more to say to you. Why don't you just please go?
I don't believe this. All I came here for was to ask your help, to take care of Lily when she comes back.
Did you hear what we just told you? We're not going to help you. Whatever you decide to do with Lily is something you have to decide on your own.
You're a real big man, aren't you? Sneaking out here while I was still at work. But you are such a coward. And all those lies you tell about Uncle Henry, now that he's dead, can't defend himself.
Maybe. Just maybe one of these days I'll learn that there is no point in looking to you or any of you people for help and forgiveness.
I sure as hell hope you do.
Hello, Franny. It's nice to see you.
Well, I wanted to call Sierra or go by when I heard that Margot was back and the search was called off for Craig, but I don't know. I guess I just wanted to give her some time alone.
She's amazing. She's convinced that he's still alive and he's going to come home, you know. I think you're probably the only person who really could talk to her, though.
I don't know. I just can't believe that he's gone. I was wondering if Sierra needs any help keeping Craig's business going, or...
I don't know. I don't think anybody's even thought of it. I mean, not even Lucinda, and, you know, she puts business ahead of everything.
Casey.
Huh?
Hello, Iva. I realized that Lila's still on vacation, and I've been wanting to express our sympathies, and I just haven't done anything about it.
Well, that's probably just as well. She hadn't had any sleep for weeks. I went in this morning, she was finally out.
That's good. That's probably what she needs.
Yeah.
Anyway, when you see her, give her our best and our deepest sympathies.
I will. Thanks, Doc.
Iva, I don't know whether you want to talk about it or not, but Franny came home and told us about Lily.
Well, I guess it's not a secret anymore. And, I guess I can tell everybody that I'm proud of it.
Well, you should be. Listen, Kim and I certainly understand what it's like to lose a lot of years out of one of your kids' lives. And, well, have you heard from her?
No, I haven't. But Dusty's back, and now Holden's with Lily in Wyoming, so I guess she'll call when she wants to talk to us.
Well, take it from someone who's been there. There are some things you just can't rush.
Yeah.
Excuse me, I've got to make rounds.
See you, Doc.
I can't imagine getting all the way through med school like you did.
Well, I've always rather enjoyed it.
Excuse me, Meg. I need to talk to you.
Why?
Just come with me, please, just for a minute.
Keithy, how's Lila doing?
I was just on my way home to find out.
Well, I'm about to call it a day, too, but my car's in the shop. Do you think that you could give me a lift home to stop by the yacht club on your way home? I want to get some sun.
Yeah, sure. Come on, let's go.
All right. Yes, I told Holden. I felt like he had a right to know.
No, Meg, no. The point is that Dusty did not want anybody to know where he was. That's why John had to trace the call. Now he is in a lot of trouble with Lily. That's why he drove home last night.
Good. I think that's the best thing in the long run.
Meg?
I mean, Dusty should not be out there when Lily is so crazy about Holden.
It was none of your business, Meg. None of your business.
I don't... Hi! Tonio, I missed you.
I missed you.
Hello, Iva.
Hello? Well, I guess I'm going to spend my lunch hour. I'm going to go out and see Betsy.
Oh, good. I'll give her my best.
Mine, too.
Why not?
So how are things in Chicago?
Things went very well. I now have several investors willing to back me in my own business ventures.
That's great. Oh, I can't wait till Lucinda finds out.
No, let's just keep this between us. I'm telling you because you're now my 50-50 business partner.
I wish you'd stop throwing that up in my face.
Look, I'm very tired from my trip. I'd like to unwind a little bit. Can you leave here?
Well, I'm finished with my classes, but I've been working in the lab. I wanted to stay and do some extra work.
No, put it off until tomorrow. I want to take you to the yacht club. We can lie in the sun, go for a swim.
Oh, that sounds great, but you have to be a member.
Oh. Well, I forgot to tell you that Mr. and Mrs. Reyes are now members of the yacht club.
Really? Oh, that's fantastic. Oh, imagine me, a little farm girl from Luther's Corners, being a member of the Oakdale Yacht Club. Wait till my family finds out.
I can't tell you how much we appreciate you giving us this interview, Emily.
I hated what I read in the City Times special edition, so
Well, now, I don't want to knock our competition, but speaking as a friend, I thought it was pretty tacky and sensational.
Well, I couldn't agree more. The reports on Lucinda's TV station were just as sensational. When you'd think with her own daughter missing that she'd have just a little more compassion.
Grandma, Lily running away and my running off with a wanted criminal are two completely different things.
Yeah, well, hopefully Kim will bring some badly needed class to Lucinda's journalistic style when her new show starts, huh?
Hope so. She could use it.
Hello, Sierra.
How is she?
Shaky, but hanging in there.
Oh, listen, Emily, thank you for being so candid, and listen, I'll let you hear this, before we print it.
Oh, thank you. I'd really appreciate that.
Okay.
Well, thanks for coming by, Earl.
Bye-bye, Mr. Mitchell.
Give our best to Lisa.
Bye-bye, Earl. Thank you.
How are Margot and Tom doing? Do you know?
Not good.
I was afraid of that. You know, I know from experience now what a toll distance can be on a marriage.
I just hope it's not too late. That might be Lisa. I told her I was going to be here.
Emily, wait. Just wait. I'll get it. Hello? Hello? Look, I know someone's there.
Hello, Earl.
Why don't you just say something?
It is James. He's just doing this to torture me. You know that.
If you would have told me, none of this would have happened.
No, you would have gone straight to Lily, and that is the last thing that I wanted to help.
All right, maybe you think I have no rights in this situation here. But what about Lily, huh? Or don't you think that she had a right to know this?
Right to know what? The shame that you put me through? How she was conceived? To know that she's a child of rape? Oh, God. This is everything that I was afraid of happening. Once it started, it couldn't be stopped. Now Lily's gonna want to know everything. And she's not gonna rest until she finds it out. I didn't want my daughter to live her life that way. I lived 19 years of my life. God, Josh, why did you come back here? Why didn't you go when I begged you to?
Because I needed to know the truth. I had to see my child.
And I didn't want you anywhere near her.
It's the first time I've seen you since all hell broke loose in my life. I came by to try to talk to them reasonably, but it just turned into another argument. I'm sure glad to see you walk up when you did.
Yeah, I could tell.
Yeah.
Listen, I have to be honest with you. Before I left to go back east, I told you that I couldn't spend time alone with you anymore, and I didn't want you just dropping by my house because it just makes things difficult between me and Sally.
I know. That's why I deliberately didn't come by, and I even really wanted to talk to you.
Yeah, I appreciate that. But now that I know about having a baby, it makes it even more awkward. I can understand what the Snyders went through trying to keep it a secret all this time. Listen, I'm going to be married to Seth in 3 months. I'm going to be a close part of this family for the rest of my life.
Are you telling me that you're taking on their hatred of me?
No, I'm not saying that. I'm saying that I hope you continue your sessions with Dr. Michaels. Hopefully she can help you get rid of some of your anger. Wish the best. I can't be in the middle anymore.
Thanks for being honest with me, Franny. I wish you the best, too. But in spite of everything, I'm gonna stay on here and fight for a little relationship with my daughter. I can't change the way she was conceived. But maybe I can make her life a little more secure from here on in.
Okay, good luck.
Yeah.
Thanks for giving me some time alone with Josh. I just needed to be able to tell him that I couldn't be involved anymore.
You want to stay and have a little lunch with us, Franny? We're going to eat outside.
Yeah, I'd like to. Josh is sure persistent about Lily.
Yeah, I'm afraid at this moment it's a little, untimely.
Yeah, that's for sure. It's only going to cause more problems for Lily.
I knew that guy was a snob the minute he drove up in his fancy sports car.
Hey, I used to drive a sports car, remember? Does that make me a snob?
You know what I mean. Look at him. Acts like he owns the world.
Well, Grace said that he owns a several thousand-acre cattle ranch.
Which he inherited from his father.
So what?
Makes a lot of difference.
Finish your burger, okay? Grace wants you to go back out to the gas pump before the lunch crowd starts.
It's real nice meeting you both. I'm gonna split before it gets too crazy in here. Now, I just reminded Gracie of the annual Whitaker barbecue coming up next month. It is a family tradition that I proudly try to uphold, and everybody from all over the state comes to the big event. And I hope you will too.
We'll be working.
Oh, no, I always close up for the Whitaker Bash.
Well, I'm sure
This year will be no different.
I'm sure I'll see you real soon anyway.
Need to change, by the way.
Oh, thanks. You can get. Here.
It's so funny, huh?
I just wish you could see your face. I used to watch those old westerns, right? And I'd see that ranchers and farmers, they just never liked each other. And now I believe that it's true.
Yeah. It's almost worth putting up with that jerk just to see you smile.
Emily, look, I know the last time that we saw each other, you felt that I had betrayed you, and perhaps that you still feel that way. But if James comes back, we both know what it would mean for us.
You know, Barbara, I think that possibly you and I are the only two people in this world who know what James is capable of.
Well, I'm not just thinking of myself, I'm thinking of my son. I know that you helped persuade him to come back to me before, and I am very grateful to you for that. But if James comes back to take Paul, I will never see my son again.
I hate to say this, but you're right. James is completely obsessed with having his son with him. As a matter of fact, he said to me in one of his many rages that if I could give him his son, he might have been able to deal with my immaturity.
Has he said anything to you that might help me protect Paul?
No, not that I can remember, Barbara. I'm sorry. I wish I could help you more.
Oh, hi. Hi. How are you? Look, we're going to come and ask Emily some questions.
This portion of As the World Turns has been brought to you today by Comet. For your modern surfaces, today's Comet. As safe as a liquid, as tough as Comet. And by Pepto Bismol. Coats, soothes, and relieves. Pepto Bismol for most common stomach discomforts. We'll continue with part 2 of As the World Turns in just a moment. And now part 2 of As the World Turns.
How are you? Okay, how are you? I'm surviving. We just wanted to come by and talk to Emily and see if she remembered anything else that she could tell us about James that would
Might lead us to him.
I'm glad you're back safe and sound. I'll talk to you later.
Barbara, you can stay. You know, this does concern you.
No, thanks. I'll just get all the details from Roy.
Barb,
I know.
I've got to talk to her. Barbara, will you just wait for 1 minute? Can't you at least say hello?
Hello.
Okay, that's a start. Now, I feel like I have to talk to you about what's happened.
Why? Why? I can't imagine why, Hal. I have nothing to say to you.
Well, I feel that I have something to say to you.
Oh, no, there's no need. You made your choice when you went off to Greece with Margot. You know, I could have written the rest of that scenario. I knew she'd use her grief to get your big, broad shoulders over there for her crying, and I was right.
Barbara, that's not the way it happened.
Really? Really? Well, frankly, I don't want to hear all the sordid details. You can tell them to Tom, Hal, or maybe to the judge in divorce court when you go in your name's correspondent.
Barbara, are we really going to wind up enemies here?
No, I don't want that.
Good, because I don't want that either.
You know, I thought what we had was special. I trusted you. My big mistake was not realizing how far Margot would go.
Barbara.
Let me finish. You know, it's my fault. It's really just my fault. I should have known better. I mean, she told me to my face, right up front, that she would do anything to fight me to get you away. So I guess that's life, isn't it? I'll miss what we had. I'll miss it a lot. I'll miss you, Hal. I just feel real bad that you're going to get put through the emotional ringer because Margot just doesn't know what she wants. And you could end up a real loser. I'd hate to see that happen.
So, how much have you grown since I saw you? About a foot?
An inch.
Get in,
1 inch.
nut.
It's good to have you back.
Thanks. I missed you.
Well, I'm really surprised to see the new DA here at the Oakdale Yacht Club.
Well, I had to come down and check on you, make sure you weren't being besieged by lifeguard crazed women.
I
in
wish.
bikinis, and I think you are, pal.
Nope. Listen, come here. I want you to meet somebody. Kathy Evans, this is Tom Hughes. Tom Hughes, Kathy Evans.
Hi, it's nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you, too.
Thank you. Thank you. So how's it going, Paul?
All right, welcome back, son.
Thanks. Actually, I came down to see you. I understand you've been hanging with Andy at the pool here most of the time.
Always.
Yeah, I have. What's up?
Well, part of my responsibility as DA is protecting the people of Oakdale as well as prosecuting criminals. I've been reading your dad's file all night, and I've discovered that you've had several phone calls from a contact of his here. Now, I need you to be very specific and tell me everything you remember about those calls.
Well, Dr. Baldwin, I didn't expect to see you here.
Well, even a doctor has to get a little R&R sometime, Meg. Hello, Mr. Reyes.
No, please call me Tonio. It's nice to see you again.
Thank you. Isn't that our new DA over there?
Oh, yeah, that's Bob Hughes' son, Tom.
You know, the sun is so warm today. I think I'm going to go get something cold.
Oh, wait a minute. Why don't I get drinks for all of us?
Oh, thank you, but I could use a stretch.
All right.
Excuse me. I'm sorry to bother you, Andy, but do you have to have an extra towel? Like an idiot, I went and spilled suntan lotion all
Oh,
over.
you idiot. I got another one.
Hello, Mr. Hughes. We met at the hospital yesterday. I'm Dr. Taylor Baldwin.
Oh, of course. I'm sorry. I didn't recognize you.
Lila! You upstairs at this hour. Oh, lie. You in the bathroom? Dear Casey, I heard you leave this morning, but I was too much of a coward to face you, so I pretended to be asleep. I couldn't close my eyes all night long without seeing Craig, knowing I'd never really see him again. You've been wonderful and strong through it all, and I'm sorry I haven't been able to share my grief and pain with you as you've asked me to. Perhaps it's just not my style. Or perhaps it's indicative of something lacking in me or our relationship. But with Tom and Margot's problems coming right on the heels of Craig, I feel like I just can't cope with anything in my life right now, so I've gone away for some time to think. You'd be very much in my thoughts, and please explain to Margot and Sierra, I'll miss you, but please get on with your life and don't worry about me. I'll be fine. Love, Lila.
Bob, I was hoping that Tom might have come over here to talk to you.
No, I haven't seen him all morning.
Oh, dear. He ran out of the police station today. As soon as he saw Margot and Hal walk in, I stayed. I thought, oh, I wanted to talk to Margot, but just a waste of time. What? Something's got to be done to save that marriage for those kids.
Well, Kim and I were hoping that since we hadn't seen Tom, that he and Margot were off somewhere trying to straighten out their problems.
I have some bad news for you. Margot has moved to the Lakeview Towers. And she told that to Tom right after she told him that she was involved with Hal.
Oh, brother. Look, maybe she's just saying that because she's hurt and angry.
I hope that was it, too. I really did. But Tom said no. What Margot was saying was, well, she was telling it like it is. After I saw Margot and Hal together, I believed that she was telling the truth. Bob, what are we going to do? I am so worried. Their marriage is going to end up in a divorce court if we don't do something.
Listen, I hate to say this, but there's only one thing we can or should do. And that's be available to both of them if they want advice or they want help, if and when they come to us.
I just had a feeling you would say that.
What else can I say? Look, we warned them right after they lost the baby last fall. I tried to persuade Tom not to go to Washington when I knew that his marriage was in jeopardy, and I guess they just didn't realize it.
Maybe they just didn't want to.
Look, now that Tom is back, only he and Margot can decide if what they have together is worth saving.
I disagree with you, Bob. Look, our marriage ended in divorce many, many years ago. Maybe you can just stand by and see this happen to Tom and to Margot, but I can't. And I won't. Hey, understand.
Oh, boy. I sure wish I didn't have to go and finish mowing that field. I'd love to take you down to the pond, go for a nice long swim.
Yeah.
And lie on the shore, wrapped up in your arms.
Well, when we're on our honeymoon in September, we'll have days and days to be lazy and romantic.
I don't know if I can wait.
You can wait.
You caught us.
Something you're going to have to get used to.
Oh, what a nice thing to get used to. What time is it, Seth? I think the power's gone off a little bit there. The clocks are all funny.
No, let me see here. About 1:45.
Yeah? Oh, Sabrina must be up at the Stewart cabin by now.
Oh, yeah, I'm sure she is. She left at the crack of dawn.
Yes? I know. She came by early to say hello to us. I didn't know she did that.
Yeah, I guess I forgot to mention it. She sounded like she was real excited about having some time alone to work on that mural.
Oh, yeah, I'm sure she is. Thanks. How's Betsy doing, Franny?
Okay, I guess. I only talked to her on the phone.
That's terrible about Steve, isn't it?
Yeah.
Be right back.
I really don't know how she's going to deal with it.
Funny the way things work out. You know, I met Steve for the first time last summer, and I saw him, and I thought, God, here's a guy who has everything.
Yeah, it's weird. And Steve always thought that Betsy wanted more because she came from a different background than he did, but all along she never did.
Yeah. You know, Josh has wormed his way into her life. Last thing she needs right now. You know, he's going to move into her grandmother's garage apartment. You know, Franny, I don't know, with Betsy being so vulnerable right now, maybe you ought to talk to her about some of the dangers.
No. I'm staying out of Josh's affairs altogether. That includes Betsy. She's smart enough to make her own decisions about Rod.
Reported to work at 7 o'clock. Eh?
Every time.
7? Then at 10, the foreman tells me, he goes, split. Don't come back till tomorrow.
How can you do that?
Because I'm what they call swing labor, which means I'm non-union. So they can use me when they're busy and lay me off when they're not.
Well, Rod, I wouldn't worry about it. I mean, as soon as they give you a chance to prove what a good worker you are, they'll put you on a permanent crew, that's all.
Yeah. Keep forgetting you're an old hand at the construction business since Steve was... Sorry. Listen.
Okay. It's
I was
okay.
wondering.
You don't have to feel uncomfortable about mentioning Steve's name around me.
That was Kim. She sends her love. She's going to come over right after her meeting with Lucinda.
Oh, good.
Rod, I heard from Emily and Betsy how wonderful you were last night. And how you stayed out back all night keeping watch on the cabin.
It's nothing any guy wouldn't do in the same circumstances.
I would not say that. Rod, I want to apologize for my reaction last night. I would like for you to continue your work on the garage apartment. As far as I'm concerned, you can move in whenever you feel things are far enough along.
You really mean that?
Absolutely.
This was definitely a rotten day up until now, but things are looking up. Thank you. Thanks. Thanks so much.
Yeah. Hey, Ivor.
Grace, you weren't kidding. This place is a madhouse.
Oh, this is nothing. Today's crowd's smaller than usual.
Great.
Hey, Grace. I need some singles, all right?
Man, you are really cooking out there, aren't you?
Well, I'm trying. How you doing in here?
It's crazy. I'm finally learning what real work is all about.
Good. Maybe when we get done, we go down to that creek, go swimming, cool off. What do you say?
Sounds like fun.
Here you go, Holden.
All right, thanks. What's he doing in here?
Love it here. You know what I was thinking? I think it would be the perfect place to have our wedding reception.
Well, I thought Mama wanted to have it out at the farm.
Well, I know, but she can't really afford it. Well, now that we're members here and all, I just think it would be perfect, don't you?
Meg, I'm going to leave that entirely up to you.
What do you think, Dr. Baldwin? Would this be a good place for us to have our reception?
Well, I'm not exactly an expert on wedding receptions, never having been married, but I tend to agree with Meg. I think this would be a great place for a party.
Well, that settles it. I leave it entirely up to you, Meg. It's all yours.
Oh, thanks. That's fabulous. And thank you for helping me convince him.
Anytime.
All right. You're invited, of course. And let's see, we'll have to invite Lila and Casey.
I think that's a lovely idea.
Did Roy tell you about the 24-hour surveillance on your apartment building?
Yes.
Plus, we'll have a man at the new factory and at Fashions while it's open.
Right.
And one man each for you and Paul, okay?
Yes, I feel much better, thank you.
Now, we don't know who Stenbeck's contact is here, or if there's more than one. So, if there's anything suspicious or anybody approaches Paul, please call us.
Yeah.
I told Roy while you were away that Corinne Lawrence was certainly a possibility.
Yeah, I know. It is a possibility.
Well, do feel free to have anyone at any time be stationed in the store.
Well, I really don't think that's going to be necessary because I really don't believe that Stenbeck's going to come anywhere near Oakdale.
Wait a minute, what about the keychain and the notes, the phone calls?
No, smoke screens. She's really an expert at them.
Wish I could believe that.
Listen, I want you to call me if you feel that you need me, okay?
Okay, I will.
Well, I guess that about covers it.
Yeah. Okay, so long.
Well, thank you very much. Oh, I certainly hope they're right about James. Darling, I am happy to see that you and Hal are at least on friendly terms.
Hal's a very special man. I'm beginning to think maybe I was wrong to shut the door on him just because he went to Greece. I mean, that was Margot's doing.
Robert, what are you trying to say?
Just that I may give Margot the fight of her life.
Look, Casey, I'm sorry that Mama left without talking it over, but I don't know, maybe getting some rest and being alone for a little bit is exactly what she needs.
Oh, like hell it is. She needs some emotional support. And frankly, I think you'd be the last person to endorse separations as a solution between two people who are having trouble with a relationship. Oh, boy. Margot, I'm sorry.
Oh, no.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No, you were right. You're right. Well, maybe Mama will realize that and she'll come back on her own.
Yeah, seems to me she's left me no choice.
Meaning?
Meaning that I ought to take her advice and get on with my life, don't you think?
You're asking me, remember? I'm not a person to ask, that you so tactfully pointed out. Look, I'm sorry. I just have enough problems of my own.
Things are pretty bad with Tom, huh?
I don't really want to talk about it.
Yeah, I know. I'm sorry. I'm really sorry. I'm gonna go back to work, okay? You take care of yourself.
You too.
Casey.
Hi, guys.
Hello, Margot.
Hi, Bob. Tom, do you mind if we have a word or two alone?
Dad and I were just about to have some
No,
coffee.
that's okay. You guys talk. I'll get the car.
Thank you, Bob. I really hated how awkward it felt this afternoon at the station.
I did too, believe me.
Well, I think that I think that the best thing that we could possibly do, since the Stenbeck case is probably going to drag on, I think we should file for a nice, quiet, civilized divorce.
Stay tuned for Guiding Light, next on most of these CBS stations.